guys, it's Carlos and
Dave Spears,
Matt Stakes.
and we're here on Ask the Trainer Show. So today we're going to have some questions asked by these guys, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them to the best of my ability. So over to these guys.
well, thanks for having us again, Carlos. This is the fourth video we've done. We enjoy it and appreciate all the advice you give us. That's what we're here for.
That's right.
Thanks. What I want to know is basically, I'd say the average gym goer, so myself, Scott, the fitness industry is obviously growing, and the supplement industry is growing as well.
Yeah.
So someone like myself, or the average gym goer, I would say, let's say, takes, this is just a generalisation, a pre-workout, a BCA, and a protein shake after that. What I want to know is, you read a lot, you do a lot of research. Based on taking them, do you reckon there's any long-term effects? And as in, you know, internally, or is it just supplementation to food? I understand that, you know, you've got to have a normal amount of everything. Too much of anything is bad for you. But where do you stand on that as a long-term effects or side effects, for example?
Yeah, I mean that's a big good question. It's something that a lot of people not realise. Before the supplements comes food, and a lot of the food we eat are causing a lot of detrimental effects to our health. I'll give you an example. A lot of us eat a lot of chicken, a lot of fish. A lot of this chicken that we're having very much bad for us. What I mean by that is chicken have been fed a lot of bad antibiotics in order to grow very fast. Although you're eating chicken and you're thinking it's a great thing, a lot of the times making your body acidic, which therefore causes a lot of bad illnesses, one of them including cancer. I believe you're not. The things about fish, a lot of fish that we have, although you might think it's a great fish, but it's got a lot of mercury. So mercury, if you guys Google mercury, have a look what the effects on health in the long term does to us. Now that's just food. Now supplements, a lot of these supplements, I'm not here to tell you which supplement causes whatever.
Is that generic?
In the long term, I mean, supplements itself, I mean, think about it. Protein supplements powder is not natural, so those kind of supplements have been made, they're manufactured. So they've got a lot of ingredients. A lot of the times that hasn't been animal tested or human tested. They've just been produced, and we taking them. They have a positive effect from the point of view of, as you guys said, trying to build muscle, for instance. They help building muscle, but what are the side effects long term? What are they?
Yeah, that's what.
You know, that's a long term. That's what you got to ask yourself. I mean, I'm not here to tell you because obviously it's very unprofessional for me to slag off other companies and tell which ones are bad, which ones are good. I have taken supplements in the past myself, and I still do take certain supplements. I don't take protein shakes. That's one thing I don't take for obvious reasons. But we've had a chat about this one anyway, about the protein shakes. I do take glutamine and creatine. And I do take brain chain amino acids, and I do take vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B6, B12.
You don't believe
that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you don't believe person these long-term effect to me. I think obviously it is a supplementation to food, so I imagine it can't be bad in the long term. But the things I'm worried about is when I'm 40, is what I'm doing now going to affect it. But for example, when I say supplements, like pre-workouts, I've got, which you research, like DMMA, which is a low-grade speed or whatever you want to call it. So. And it wires you, those who haven't taken pre-workout will have certain ones send you, give you a good buzz. Yeah. Are they good long term? I mean,
obviously, as you guys know, I do a lot of work to do psychology. I mean, obviously, what these pre-workouts do, like you just said, obviously they basically change your chromosomes in your brain. So what it does is it's like any drugs, it makes you addicted to it. So let's say if I ask you a question, if you don't take pre-workouts, how do you feel?
Not
physically, mentally?
Yeah, not as energetic.
Yeah, nowhere near.
So what happens is you become quite addicted to the feeling that you have by taking them. So what they do is they change your chemistry in your brain. So once you become addicted to this particular feeling, it's like fast foods. Fast foods, what it is that they have so many ingredients. What they do is they make you addicted to this particular feeling. Hence the reason why you take these foods.
Is that on caffeine itself, or is that on?
Not just caffeine. I mean, I'll give you an example. I mean, if you guys watch a program, which is obviously many of you have watched, which is What the Health, it actually shows you like in so many supplements, even like McDonald's, for instance, Fizzy Pops, any processed foods, there's particular drugs that goes into these things.
That's on Netflix, I don't think that.
I'm not sure it's definitely on YouTube, but you guys can have a look at it. But it actually shows you, doctors, actually guys that do this every single day will tell you there's certain things that are inside these particular foods that will make you addicted to these foods. Hence the reason why we crave it. There's no reason why we should crave a McDonald's. There's no reason whatsoever, but we do. So people go out there and buy that, but there's no nutrition value. It's very, very, very minimal if there is any, but we still do it. That's the same thing with sort of pre-workouts. It makes you feel in a particular way, so therefore you psychologically feel better because you can lift a lot more weight if you didn't have it, so therefore you keep doing it. The long term, 20 years time, no one can prove that, because the reason why not, because 20 years ago there was no pre-workouts, or if there was many small amount of companies that were doing it. Now, I mean you Google it,
it opens up your veins,
it opens a lot of things, but I mean, what you are actually asking is what's the long term, is it scientifically long term detrimental to your health? It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Yeah, that's the answer.
I wouldn't say it's a great. I wouldn't say it's a great thing for your health. Put it that way.
Would you say 3 months or a month off would be a safe way, or if you can't prove the long term? If you can't prove the long term,
I'm not saying obviously I'm the only example. I wouldn't take it.
No, okay. Yeah.
I wouldn't take it myself. I wouldn't take it. That's not perfect person, but I know what it does to your health, so I wouldn't take it. But I'm not saying for you guys not to take it. It's up to you. It's what you think, what you're doing to yourself.
I find also, I mean, while we're on the subject of being that caffeine high, that rush of a workout, I find that if you do something like skipping or intense anaerobic exercise before work, you'll feel like it's almost as if the more you do, the more you want to do. I don't know whether that's just me or whether that's other people or...
I say from a physical point of view, I mean, if you do that, obviously you're going to deteriorate a lot of the glycogen levels, but what it's going to do to you, it's going to make you feel as if you've done something strenuous enough, so your heart is pumping high blood into your...
And your mind reacts to your body.
There you go. And then that has a knock-on effect, but at the same time...
it does burn off glycogen.
And you may feel a bit weaker. So it's... But don't forget, it's all a mind game. Obviously, if you feel pumped up and you feel good for it, I agree. I mean, I've taken, believe it or not, obviously as you guys, I'm quite an energetic guy, and I've taken some pre-workouts, and I tell you, it sent me absolutely up the wall.
Yeah.
Some people thought I was on drugs, because I was literally bumping off. I mean, I was jumping up in the gym, do you know what I mean? I was doing style jumps while someone else was doing a workout. Do you know what I mean? I was literally crazy. So that's what the effect it had on me. So imagine if I had pre-workout every single day, it'd probably have a massive knock-on effect on my health. But we're going to another one.
I mean, this is going off on a different kind of subject. These are things that we...
Women, not women, is it?
These are things that we kind of debate throughout a week of doing it together.
Definitely women.
We say and stuff. So I've been discussing like clean and jerk and press.
Right.
If you were to do that on a 5x5 kind of set, is that,
how many reps?
5 reps.
5 reps, right.
5 sets.
5 sets, yeah.
I think personally,
we know what he's going to say. We know what Dale's going to say. You're going to burn calories, you're going to burn glycogen, you're not going to make gains, and you're going to lose gains.
I didn't say that, no.
Where I say it's still in the hypertrophy range, and you're still going to, you're firing all your muscles in one go. You're still going to air fibers, and you're still going to get that kind of...
Yeah, how many times a week? Once a week.
Personally, I believe that yes, you will make muscle gains, you will make muscle results, but the proof is in the pudding. In my opinion, do you want to be good? Do you want to look good? I think if Scott's getting into American football, he wants to be good. He wants to be powerful, strong, great. 5 sets of 5, perfect. But if you want to look better, you will make. I think personally, I think it's proven that the bodybuilding way of your hypertrophy and training, you will look aesthetically better, but you are 100% correct that you will be more, you'll be stronger, you won't necessarily look better, hence CrossFitters. A bodybuilder will look better than, a professional CrossFitter doesn't look as good as a professional bodybuilder. Professional CrossFitters are still taking performance enhancing drugs. That's all they look good, not the exercise they're doing. Carlos's opinion.
Yeah, no, bigger one on that, and this is what it really gets. It's almost like a grey area. Now they've said some really good things, but some stuff is not a big cross-reference there. What I'm also going to say to you guys is this: how do you want to look? Before I even answer that question, how do you want to look?
V-taper, big arms, big legs.
Okay.
Obviously, as close as you can get to that.
Okay, and how do you want to perform?
like the best, like the fastest.
You see what I mean? So he's got two goals which are completely on an end of scale. Do you know what I mean? So he wants to look as amazing as he can as a potentially aesthetic bodybuilder, and he wants to perform like Usain Bolt, perhaps stroke. An amazing rugby player, stroke,
100 metre sprint.
Yeah, so it's two completely different things. However, you do get genetic freak people where they look amazing and they perform amazing, yeah? And that's what obviously you were on about a little bit in terms of like it doesn't think it works. It does work. What you do won't work, but depending on the person. Okay, now if someone says to me, why would you do clean chicken? Why would you do that? What for?
It's firing every fibre.
Fire everything. But remember, that if you look at bodybuilding, bodybuilding realistic is about isolated in a small. I mean, so it's all.
So you analyse your body cell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't take me wrong. I mean, you might get a freak in a gym that's going to do 5 and 5s, and they will build like a monster. I'm not saying they wouldn't, and that they might reference say, "Well, I did grow, fantastic," but that's you. Do you know what I mean? I'll give you an example. I've got a particular client I've been training for many years. He's a freak of nature. This guy, you get a guy benching 3 plates for instance, he'll do press ups and he'll go more than a guy that is benching. He's just a freak. And this guy, honestly, you've probably seen him on some of my videos. He just grows. This guy just grows. You know what I mean? Anything he does, he grows. That's just his genetics, and that's him not following a good diet either. So. Now he's actually following a better diet, but that's the thing. There's a lot of those kind of exercises. But I always say this to the guys, and that's why I reference you saying, "What is your goal?"
Yeah.
Because you said to me, "I'm not worried about performance, so why do you need that clean and for?" That's where.
What is that we will make some type of gains. We will make more gains in isolation for what we want to look like.
Yeah. And this is the biggest thing.
Why is that?
That's depending on personality. That's it. Some people it will.
Is that because with isolation you can put all your focus, all
into
that
one
energy,
area.
all that effort
Into one area? Because in the clean and jerk, let's talk about the clean and jerk. What muscles isn't working on a clean and jerk? Do you know what I mean? You could look in percentages like you go from your calves, your layers, your tibialis anterior, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your core, your lower back, your upper back, you name it. It's everything engaged. Now, if you look at from developing your shoulder muscles, you could get just on a Smith machine, shoulder muscles, okay, your core's engaged.
Oh, what's it?
And you're
giving everything just to shoulders.
Just to that shoulder. Yeah. And that's all it is, really. Do you know what I mean? So, but don't take me wrong, I stress again, there'll be guys that will say, "Oh, no, I've done that and I grow up, fantastic." Yeah, fine. But that's probably a small minority, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's quite interesting, though. It's quite good.
Yeah, it's what you say, it's a grey area.
It is. And a lot of the times it depends on the genetics, it depends on the person itself. There'll be guys probably watching these videos, they'll go, "Oh, I've been doing Smith machine bench press and I've never developed." Okay, how did they do it? How do they do it?
With the industry being so saturated and so over opinionated and so many people giving their 2 coins on what they think, I mean, is it just a matter of finding someone who's as closely matched that individual and just following them?
I think the biggest thing, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what is right. I'll give you an example for instance. I'm no Mr. Olympia, and I'm not saying I know it all, but I've got a vast amount of experience and I'm qualified to talk about this. Now, I'm not saying my opinion overrides all the opinions, but what I'm saying is, I know what's right and what's wrong. Now, when you see guys like, and I see all the time on Instagram and on YouTube, you see guys that are absolutely massive, but they haven't got a clue what they do. Do you know what I mean by that? Is they take a lot of gear and they'll just move in the gym. That don't mean they are qualified to tell you anything, but obviously, don't take them wrong, obviously this new generation, you guys will probably look at someone and go like, "Oh, he's wrong, he knows what he's doing." Of course, because as you say, the proof's in the pudding. However, there's a lot of these guys do a lot of wrong things too. But that's just the way it is. But if you want to end up like 40 years of age, 21 stone, heart attack on the way, lots of diabetes, lots of arthritis going on, fine. But that's what's going to happen to a lot of these guys. Don't forget, building muscle, you don't just build muscle, you've got to think about your joints, you know, because on top of that muscle, underneath that muscle, there is a joints. So your cartilage, you've got to think about how you're going to structure cartilage. I mean, this is another big thing for you guys, is how are you structuring your cartilage, your connective tissue, your joints, because you're building muscle. But
I take the animal back flex.
No, what are you structuring in terms of how much rehabilitation are you doing? Not just mobilizing.
that kind of
everything.
stuff.
Because a lot of these, don't forget, a lot of these big bodybuilders, I mean, not just bodybuilders, like guys, you guys are bodybuilders at the end of the day, whether you are famous bodybuilders or unfamous bodybuilders,
Yeah,
you are
shaping your body
bodybuilders.
at the end of the day.
So you got to think to yourself, what are you doing in order to structurizing your physique? Not just your muscles, because your muscles is just on the surface. Do you know what I mean? What's underneath it is more important because that's what's going to carry you on for the rest of your life. Because if you stop training, these muscles will go, but the joints will still be there. So you got to, and this is one thing it's a common denominator. I find a lot of guys like the age of 40, 50, and they literally end up with bad necks, bad backs, bad knees. They can't do anything. Do you know what I mean? If they've got hip replacements, knee replacements, so you got to think.
So what do you recommend for someone like us then? For example, I mean, I'd have 12 weeks, have a sports massage, stretch. I take glucosamine, I think it's chronology.
Especially the time of year, training buddies at the start to make sure you get head starts.
What I'll definitely recommend, obviously, one thing I definitely, not to, obviously this is quite a long sort of explanation, but I'll make it quite short. But what I definitely look into, I'll look into obviously your program. And what I'll do, I'll put 2 or 3 different rehabilitation exercises in a week. So for instance, if you're doing legs, for instance, on the next day, make sure you do some foam rolling, make sure you do some really good stretching, get rid of all that lactic acid. Don't allow that, because you know, like that lactic acid, as you guys know, is a byproduct, and when it gets into the blood, it gets you glycolytic lactic acid, so it gets into the blood, and it's chemicals. They're really bad for the body. I mean, you might think, oh, I'm really sore, really great, fantastic, but that's actually killing your body itself. So you've got to make sure you get rid of that lactic acid, bring in some new blood. Make sure obviously you don't pick up injuries, which sometimes is not easy, because obviously training heavy, you're going to pick up injuries. That's just the way it is. Stress injuries as well. If you keep training the same way, I've seen guys doing the same thing day in day out. They'll just do the same thing day in day out. They become so monotonous, and the joint becomes irritated. That's why a lot of guys end up with bad elbows, bad backs, bad shoulders, bad knees.
So we do drop the weight down 1 week, as in, for example, on a 3-week program, we'll progressive overloading. So we'll go, for example, I know it's only a small amount period. Let's say we had 2.5 kilos each week, or 1 kilo a week, and then the next week we'll 15, 20 reps, and that's what we did last week, and then give your joints in a way a break. So then next week for a bit fresher.
But do like, basically what it is, periodized, it's called periodized training. So when you go from obviously, but you need to understand your periodization in terms of obviously your training, your diets, your supplementation, and your aerobic exercise.
Just in the very
in your case, obviously because you're doing performance training as well now, you're gonna see, because he doesn't do any more boxing for you. You've got to be more aware of that, because obviously he's only going to travel in straight lines. He's going to do bench press, he's going to do shoulder press, he's going to do bicep curls. He's just going to do travel in straight lines. For him, all right, but for you, because you're going to be changing direction like a lunatic. Because like American football, I mean, so you've got impact, you've got change the direction, you've got to reverse, decelerate, accelerate. So you've got to be so much more aware of that. I know you're young, but that's when it causes the most damage when you're young. But when you get older, you get into the 30s, 40s. That's when things come. And you don't just want to become great now. You're going to become.
I see you got one, but
yeah, of course. But that's just. Any other questions?
I think that's it for today. I've enjoyed it. What about you?
Scotty? Yeah, that's cool. So with all that said, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. They are these men. They're good. They keep asking questions. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Stay fit. Take care.